She didn't fall for you because you loved her. She fell because something about you felt unsettling. You were calm when she expected emotion, silent when she expected reassurance, centered when she expected pursuit. And that confusion activated her attention. Most men believe attraction grows when a woman feels safe. But safety doesn't create obsession. Urgency does. Love feels familiar, but uncertainty mixed with validation feels urgent. That's where most men fail. They try to reassure. They try to be consistent. They try to remove doubt. But the female nervous system doesn't bond deepest to certainty. It bonds to contrast. A man who offers warmth without dependence, attention without surrender, presence without emotional submission creates friction, and friction creates fixation. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Women don't attach hardest to the man who treats them best. They attach to the man who disrupts their emotional expectations, the one who doesn't react on cue, the one who doesn't over-explain, the one who doesn't panic when tension appears. Because when a man stays regulated while her emotions spike, her body reads him as higher value, not consciously, biologically. Her nervous system asks one dangerous question: why doesn't he need me the way others do? That question becomes the hook. Addiction doesn't start with sex. Sex comes later. Addiction starts in his absence, when silence feels louder than conversation, when she replays his tone, his pauses, his indifference to outcomes. Men misunderstand this part badly. They think ignoring creates attraction. It doesn't. Self-containment does. A self-contained man doesn't emotionally leak. He doesn't chase closure. He doesn't beg for reassurance. He experiences her presence as optional, not essential. And attention from a man who doesn't need to give it feels more valuable than attention from a man who does. That's why addiction doesn't form around affection. It forms around controlled uncertainty. Here's the darker layer people avoid saying. Women bond harder to men they can't emotionally predict. Not abusive men, not cold men, but men whose internal state doesn't fluctuate with her approval. When she can't tell if she's winning, if she's impressing, if she's leading, her mind stays engaged. Engagement becomes monitoring. Monitoring becomes emotional investment. Investment becomes dependence. This is why emotionally reactive men lose attraction fast. If her mood dictates his mood, if her silence causes his anxiety, if her withdrawal triggers his pursuit, respect disappears. And respect is the gateway drug to attraction. Another truth men don't want to hear. Women rarely get addicted to men who are afraid to lose them. Fear communicates inferiority. Tolerance for loss communicates power. A man who can say internally, "I enjoy her, but I don't need her," introduces a threat she can't control. And the female mind is hypersensitive to power shifts. This isn't about cruelty, it's about emotional sovereignty. Men who become addictive aren't manipulative. They've mastered not being dominated by emotion. They don't argue for validation. They don't overinvest early. They don't explain themselves to be understood. They exist as they are, and that existence creates tension. Tension creates fixation. Fixation creates dependence. So here's the darkest truth. Women don't get addicted to men because of love. They get addicted when a man becomes emotionally irreplaceable without being emotionally dependent. And once she realizes she can't move him the way she moves others, she doesn't just want him, she needs him. And need is far more dangerous than love.